Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2024 as we continue our road to glory run with FARSLEY CELTIC still in the Skybet Championship. Barely survived that relegation, as you guys saw in the last episode. But today we're going to be going through the end-of-season review and the transfer special. Very important transfer special. We got to get just enough players to get us a couple more wins so that we're not, so stressed out at the very end of the season. But we will see. Still no camera. I'm still a little bit down on the weather, but I'll be okay. I just wanted to get some videos done, and I'm excited to be here. So let's get through this. New arrivals. Alrighty, we got Awusa was the signing of the season apparently. Or is that no? I'm sorry. I think I'm reading this wrong. No, they just really liked him. I thought he was signing the season, but I don't. No, signing the season was Asante actually. They really liked him. Obviously, great player, so we're happy to have him. Talbot was a good get. McNeil, good get. Montgomery, great. Taylor, great. Nafonku, good with that. We've got a lot of good ones. I'm surprised that Asante wasn't signing the season. I don't think he played that well. I guess we got him without having to pay a transfer fee. They're happy with that. Fish was okay. I mean, there's several players. I mean, honestly, there's not really many here that were poorly rated that we can see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the board seemed to be, or I guess it was the board, seemed to be pretty happy with all of that. Anybody that we're very unhappy that we got rid of. They didn't like getting rid of Abu Fani. All right, fair enough. And he did do a 7.0 when he left there. It's really the only, I mean, there's several C's obviously, but that's the only really bad one so far that I can see. So, there we go. Garba. Okay, fair enough. And then Luka Davis. Yeah, I get it. But we got a little bit of money for these guys, so I can't complain personally too much. Loans out. I mean, nobody really did amazing, I guess, other than Jackson Taylor up here. Everybody else was kind of like meh. In fact, a couple of the guys really didn't do well at all. The season results, obviously, again, barely avoiding relegation by a single point. Average home attendance 54.38. We are moving into a new stadium into next season. We're moving into a rental that's going to have like I think 15,000 capacity, or I think it's 50,000 total capacity, 10,000 for actual matches. Which is crazy because the reason we're moving into a rental is because they're expanding our stadium by like 2,800 or something like 3,000 more seats, which is going to put us at 8,000. So our expanded stadium, once the renovations are done, are still going to be less than the stadium we're renting. And the stadium we're renting is a Vanarama National North team. So we're several many levels above them, and we have still such a small stadium, but that's just kind of the way it goes. Someday we'll get them to build us a new stadium, but we got to get the money for that before that can ever happen. Moments to remember. Biggest win was against Barnsley. Big one. Match to remember was against Stoke. Good stuff there. Goal of the season came from Nafonku in a game against Coventry, which we actually lost. I guess we might as well go watch this goal. Why not? There's Augusto, hits down to Nafonku. It's a good goal. A lot of curve on that goal. That was a good goal. We won't even bother watching the rest of those. Finances. I mean, we're still same reputation. No new sponsors. Nothing else there. Although it does say we actually had an increase over last season here. Big jump in broadcast revenue, right? A couple mil there. That's actually what's going to help pay for the stadium expansion. Corporate hospitality went up a little bit. Competition prize money went down quite a bit. Match day commercial retail went down quite a bit. Shirts sold. Matco actually had the most shirts sold, then Jones, Yates, Asante, and Whittingham. Interesting. No Bennett or anything like that. That's actually kind of surprising. How we lined up. Wisdom did sneak into our starting striker spot with Bennett, Talbot, and Peters. Okay, fair enough. Mons Montgomery back here. Augusto, Lloyd, Taylor, and Bellows across the back. Yeah, that's pretty fair in the course of Gonko and go. Gonko needs to pick it up. He needs to figure. I mean, maybe part of it just he needs some support. He needs some help, but he definitely did not play that well that season. Fans player of the season was Bennett on a 7.0 rating. 7.0 rating, considering how poorly our season went, is actually pretty impressive. Signing of the season still, yeah, Thomas Asante. Goal of the season came from Nafonku. We saw that. Top goal scorer, 17 goals from Bennett. 17 goals from Bennett in a season that we played very poorly is pretty good. 9 assists from Peters. Player of the match awards came from Bennett. Highest average rating, yes, we saw that. Most passes completed was Caleb Taylor. Highest transfer fee paid was for Dion Montgomery, 154K. Highest transfer fee received was Mateus Augusto, 291K. Really nothing else to see though. That is that. We did pass, I think, our 300th game. Did I see that somewhere? 5th anniversary. Thought I saw 300th game. Or maybe we're approaching up soon. But we're hanging in there. We started with Buxton. Where's Buxton now? I think they're out of the I think they're out of the Vandermeer National, aren't they? I'm sorry for the yawns. It wouldn't be Football Manager if I wasn't yawning. No, they're back in the National League North. Okay, good for them. So there is that. All right, cool. Mine's named in the FARSLEY overall best 11 squad. So we got Jones and Ojungu still in here. Oluwabori, Stevenson. Wow, we got some good guys here still. Okonkwo is the top goalkeeper here. Bill is on the right. Ward, Lloyd, Giblin. Now we got a few guys that are on the team now. And of course, like we said, Mon's sneaking into there as well on the bench. I'm guessing, yeah, there's Mon's on the bench. There's Bennett on the bench. Connolly still on this list. Peter's on this list. Luca Davis. Cool. We already saw the season review. And that is that. All right. So we need to figure out. So here's what I've done. I have taken this list, and anybody that was down here that's below a 6.7 that does not have at least 4.5 star white potential, because, you know, we don't know for sure how much the potential those guys have, I have put up on the chopping block. So we're going to try and sell basically anybody down here. I do need a little bit of money because I have a guy that we're trying to bring in, which is this guy right here, Matthew Anderson. We're trying to bring him in here. He looks pretty good for what we're looking for. 4-star current, you know, actually could be 5-star current, could be 5-star potential. 26-year-old Scottish player, can play on the left, can play on the right. We can get him for like 60K. That's all we need is 60K, and we're good to go. But unfortunately, as of right now, we are currently committed to spend a significant amount of money. So nothing we can do about that. I could try to ask for more money here. I doubt they'll give it to me, but I just want to see if we can get some more players in here. But we also would like to try and sell some players, so we're going to try to work through that. We'll step through here a little bit, see if the board gives us anything. I doubt they will. They have been very stingy lately. Avoid tax hit, commercial summary, new scouting budget. I mean, we're not doing any scouting right now, but I guess with the scouting budget, we will at least scout. I mean, I guess we can scout England for now. We need more in the scouting budget, but it is what it is. I could move off the scouting budget, put it into the wage budget or into the transfer budget so we can at least pay for that dude. That is a possibility. You know what? Let me just take off the scouting budget for now. I know that's very bad and very dangerous, but it's not like we're short on scouting. We're just short on money to be able to get the players that we need. So I don't know that a scouting budget is just going to help us, you know, have more salary. You know what I mean? So, nope. And nope. I mean, come on, guys. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. We tried. It's a new criminal analyst. This guy looks pretty good. Love to get him, but I'm assuming we wouldn't be able to afford this dude. I mean, there's no way we get this dude. We can't even pay our current players. Yeah. We got too many guys. I mean, he looks good, but we got too many guys at the moment. We can try. We can go in for him. There's just nothing we can do. We just no money. That's very unfortunate. Just no money at the moment. And we do have a lot of transfers coming in, a lot of these youngsters, right? We also have, you know, this guy coming in. He could be good. He could be bad. We don't know until he gets here. DeStefano could be pretty good. We don't know until he gets here. So we do have some probably good players coming in, and a bunch of youngsters. And maybe we've overspent on youngsters. I don't know. It's hard to say sometimes, but it is what it is. Hopefully we get some players sold. Matthew Hughes is looking decent. I think we've already given him a contract, if I remember right. All right. Well, there's not much else to say. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a little skip in here. I was hoping we get a little bit of feedback back already. I'll put a skip in here. I'll bring you guys back if there's any news on the transfer front at all. It might be a very boring, summer because we've already done a lot of the transfers that we're going to need. Nobody's interested in the players that we've got. We're going to try and put them back up. We'll see what happens. If I can get anybody sold, then I think we'll be in a good place. We'll see. But, yeah, we'll be back when there's something to say. Alrighty. Well, that was a very uneventful transfer window. Not a lot going on. I mean, I'm trying to offload players because I want to offload players to get their wages off our books so that I can then try to go get some new players. And I just really couldn't offload anybody. We did grab a couple guys. We'll take a look at them. I already walked you through all the youngsters, Watts, guys like that. So we already looked at those guys recently. Not really much else to say about them. As far as outs, really nobody's gone out. That's the problem. We can't get rid of anybody. We have sold Edwin Martinez for $27K. Whoop-de-doo. He just really didn't look like he was going to develop into anything that would be worth keeping around for us. So got his wages off our books, sold him for a little bit of money. We also got rid of Robbie Gotts here. Another player just didn't look like he was going to be doing much for us. Got a little bit more money for him. So good stuff there. 62K. So still, these are pennies, right? These are nothing. But it let us put a little bit more money back into the wage budget and kind of go from there. We did bring in Iggy Hoban here. I think we already took a look at him at one point. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential, 25-year-old Dutch. No caps though, so he's not an international player at the moment. He played well in the Netherlands a couple of seasons ago, but recently not very well. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we brought in Aaron Collins on a free here, 33-year-old. I think this is one my director of football put up. Just somebody who gives us a little bit of depth. He may be a complete flop. It's all right. We got him for free, so I'm not too worried about that. We do have another player coming in at some point. We have Jurgensen here, Roman Jurgensen. He joins in January. I don't know what it is with these guys that are in, some of these different countries that I guess they can't join until later. But 6'2", got some decent looking physicals for what we know about him. Bravery, determination. Center back, can play on the right, can play in defensive midfield. It's one my director of football put forward, so we'll see what he can do for us. He's played extremely well in Latvia, but obviously that's several levels below us. We're trying to get Andy Watts, one of our new guys, out on a loan, if at all possible, just to get him some development. I don't know how much game time we're going to get him. We're also trying to get several people out. Thomas Asante, we're trying to get rid of him. We're trying to get rid of Will Fish. We're trying to get rid of Yates. Trying to get rid of Heskey. We're trying to get rid of Bill Mitchell, Matko. Several guys. Whittingham. Several of these guys that just didn't play well last season, we're trying to get rid of. Now, if they start this season and play well this season, all of a sudden out of nowhere, well, yeah, we might change some things around. But until then, we don't know. We do, by the way. I don't know. Did we have this last season? We have an under-21 squad. We have a bunch of our youngsters that we just picked up in that under-21 squad. So we might pull these guys up to the starting lineup at some point. But for now, they can sit there and get a little bit of development. Obviously, we still have the under-18s, where we have this guy, Sam Remington, currently. I guess I think he's actually he's just been made available, right? Yeah, just been made available. So he's got a lot of potential for us. This guy, Matthew Hughes, he actually came out of our youth squad. He has some theoretically good development ahead of him. But so yeah, it's cool that we have an under-21s. It's not completely filled out, but I'm sure they'll fill out with gray named players to let them be able to play. So not super worried about that. Other than that, here's the squad plan. Let's go ahead and look. So just for everything, obviously in goal, we still got Okonkwo. I sure hope he plays better than he played last season, because last season was a bit rough. On the left-hand side, really just Chukwuma, but Billups can play over there. Whittingham can play over there. Again, Whittingham, the guy we're trying to get rid of. I was trying to get another player coming in here, but we just had such bad luck. What we might need to do is go to our dev center and find us Scorgi on the left. Scorgi's on the right. I'm sure he could be trained on the left. But these other guys. There's other guys able to play on the left. Harry Bone could play on the left if we needed him to. So we might bring somebody like Harry Bone in into the main squad to be able to get us a little bit more opportunity. But for now, we'll go with Chukwuma. We know Billis can play over there. And I guess technically if Whittingham sticks around, he could play there in a pinch as well. But I think Chukwuma is probably our starter over there. Maybe Billows. Maybe it would be Billows. We'll play around with that. McDonald's basically our starter on the right-hand side with Billows behind him. Munz obviously can basically be one of our starters in the defensive midfield alongside Montgomery. We just still have Chai Holder. We got John Lloyd. Although John Lloyd is going to be one of our main guys in the center back role. Jurgensen, once he gets up here, he'll be hopefully decent. We just don't know enough about him. We shall see. That's again a director of football suggestion. Director of football has been pretty good with his suggestions, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt here. We'll see what he can do with that. Left wing, we do have quite a bit more depth here. We got Aaron Collins, I should say, the guy we just brought in. We got Peters, of course. Matko is still around, so if we can't get rid of him, obviously Whittingham, Hubin can play over there if he needed to. Asante's still around, Talbot's still around, Ben Mitchell's still around. Some of these guys we're trying to get rid of, obviously. Matko can play on the right. Remington could also play on the right. Hubin, we haven't seen him yet, so we're going to give him a little bit of opportunity here. Play around with that. Obviously, James Jones and Talbot available as well. And of course, up front on striker, we have Owusu as our primary. Remington might become better than Bennett, but for right now, Bennett is probably going to be one of our secondaries, although he is pretty low on this list. He will probably be him and Owusu. Again, maybe a Remington will give him a shot, see what he can do. Are probably our primary strikers. So, I mean, like not a lot of improvements. I'll be honest. We did get a lot of youngsters that could develop, and if we just start losing games, we might just start bringing those youngsters in. Just to, why not? Let's get the youngsters get lots of game time, and at least get something out of the season, even if we end up losing the whole thing. So, we shall see. I mean, we did good during the friendlies for the most part. We beat Middlesbrough. I mean, again, take this for what you will. We beat Leeds. Aston Villa, we drew. Doncaster, we beat. We did lose pretty badly to Brighton and Portsmouth, but again, I'm not super concerned about those. First game is going to be against Plymouth. I'm not really concerned about this Watford game. We're probably going to lose it, considering how good Watford played last season. So I'll probably show the Plymouth and the Wigan game in the next episode. But our starting lineup is going to look something like this. Okonkwo, of course, and go. Billows currently on the left in this lineup just because McDonald will be playing on the right. But of course, Chukwuma, I mean, he could be in there anytime, something like that. Lloyd and Taylor, they really need to figure out this partnership. They're just struggling. Montgomery and Munz also need to figure out this partnership. Peters, I'm going to give him the nod on the left. He played extremely well last season. We'll give Hoban a try on the right, although we do still have James Jones available if we need to, and as well as Talbot if he comes back from his injury. And then we're going to try Remington alongside Wusu. Remington's got technically more potential than Bennett, but Bennett played really well last season, so Bennett's available at a moment's notice. But I want to see Remington, see what he can do. So that's kind of where we're at. Is it a better squad than last season? Like 5% better, maybe. And is 5% better good enough? Probably not. In fact, I haven't checked this, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be favorites for relegation again. Let's see. We are absolutely head over, out of this world favorites for relegation. We just don't have money. We have no money. Bills and Montgomery are our two best players, according to that. Which doesn't show anything team detailed, but I guarantee you we're dead last. There's just no way anybody's lower than us, considering how terribly bad these finances are. We do have some money in the bank. That's with building, putting $3 million into a new stadium. Although I think that came out of a loan. Yeah, that came out of a loan. We did upgrade, I think, our youth setup, things like that. So we spent a little bit of money of that money on just improving the team as a whole. Not on players, but on other things. So we'll see. We'll see. I just I don't have a lot of hope, but I guess we're going to find out. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. First episode up will be that first couple games, and we'll kind of go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching it. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.